Look at the sheer amount of dimension on this page. If you love heavy layering but struggle to make everything look seamless, you're in the right place. Welcome back to another Designer Deep Dive. Today we're cracking open the archives for the June challenge and diving headfirst into Basic Gray. I'm sharing my exact formula for stacking patterns, mixing elements and building a rich, historic layout that tells a story. Let's get messy and start layering. Hi everybody, it's Kathy here and I am late, and the reason being, you can tell, my voice has been gone. So I am going to persevere with this and hopefully get through the video with a story behind the photo and the layout. So thanks for tuning in today, and let's talk about our products. For this layout, I dug through my collections and I found Basic Gray RSVP, and that's what I'm using. I had half pages for quite a few of the patterns and this one full page. So I have cut fishtail banners into it, and my fishtail banners are 2.5 inches in width, and then I've left them a full length of 12 inches at the moment, and then from there I cut in the fishtails. Now you saw that I did that easily enough by pinching the two ends and cutting out that triangle. I'm using worn lipstick here as my distress ink to just soften the edges but also help them to pick up and move off that background. I'm putting in the last of this trim here because I love this pattern, and I've used a paper punch to add some detail. So that's another way of creating depth to your layout. I'm going to just tape up the back here, not all the way because I know I'm not going to need it all the way up. I'm just going to trim different lengths to create the fishtail hang. And this is just going to be a simple layered layout, but it will look effective, I'm hoping, at the end. I really had no idea what I wanted to do for this layout. I just knew I wanted to use this color scheme to match the photo that I'm using, and it lent itself nicely to an off-center design. So I'm just trimmed down my fishtails at the top there. As you see, there was a mixture of about 1.5 inch down to half an inch, and then I'm going to use these pieces here to cut using my Creative Memories circle cutter half circles, which I'll use as features on the page as well. So I don't have any of the embellishments or any florals or anything from the Basic Gray range to add to this layout. So I'm actually using the papers to build the extra dimension and the extra layers of interest. So as I said, I'm cutting out some circles. I'm using the middle-sized circle, and I am using the interior with the red blade, which is the closest to the cutter, and that's allowing me to create a range of circles which I'll use as a feature on the page to add more layers and more detail to the design. I'm going to quickly ink up all the edges, and I did that off screen for you, so that I now have these sticking out off the back of the page and popping up for interest. So I did keep those half circles. They're also being used to create that interest around the page, like they're popping in and out of the layout, and I like that design and that way it looks. This photo here was taken at my friend's daughter's hen's party, where we had our Bridgertonian theme high tea, and we were dressed for the event. Now, the bride-to-be, she is a character, and if you cannot see a true Queen Charlotte look in her face, I don't know what else would be. She really hammed it up at times, and it was such a fun event. This is my friend. We are like the dowager aunts for her, and so this was a great photo of the three of us with her in front of us. So I loved how we all were sort of like guarding her, it looks like. So I've just used the branding strip ends here to create a landing spot at the bottom, and I'm going to use that landing spot for my title. I'm using bits of those half circles. I've got that full circles happening around the layout. Now I was contemplating putting the extra circle on, but I've left it off. I don't end up using it on the layout, and I'm quite happy that with the ones that I have. I did have this sticker sheet, and it was from Mint Julep, and I it's left over from that range. I had all the mint julep papers, but I think I've used them all because I couldn't find any leftovers. So we'll just use the stickers here, and I'm putting in the title Lavish Layers, and that is a bit of a pun because we were dressed in lavish layers, but there's lavish layers on this layout. So there's a little bit of a play on words just to build. Now, the important thing with these stickers is to remember to always glue them down. They lose their stickiness over time, and then they start to lift and you lose them off your layout, and it doesn't look as good in the future when you refer back to it. So off screen, I will glue all of those down to make sure that they stay in place. Now, I'm finding that this is very flat, so I'm adding in some faux stitching around the circles to pop them, give it a little bit more interest. My pen obviously had been stacked up the wrong way, so the ink has flowed the wrong way. So it's just starting to flow properly now. So I will go over those faux stitching again, just to give it that little bit of a pop and a little bit more interest to the layout. That's really a key and essential part of layering, is that you make the layers pop individually, and that gives that extra detail for your eye to look and roam around. Now, when you don't have very many embellishments or extra pieces to the paper range that you're using, use your papers. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to actually get out some paper punches, because we all have them lying around in our stashes and we underutilize them. I think we've let that go. It used to be a thing we did a long, long time ago, but I really do think that they make a big difference when you are low on embellishments. You can just create your clusters using your papers to add that extra layer of feature to the layout, and that's what I'm doing here. Using my trusty leaf punch. I love my leaf punch. It allows the foliage to build. Now, with the glue here, I am putting it onto my hand because I'm hopeless with glue. I get messy everywhere, and this is a little tactic just to keep it a little bit under control and not so all over the page. So I put it onto the side of my wrist, and I just attach the paper to the glue and then put it onto the page, and that reduces the amount of free-flowing liquid going there. What's your favorite go-to glue? At the moment, I'm using Nuvo. I do like tacky glue. That's one of my go-tos as well. So I'm interested to see what you prefer as your glue. We all have our own favorites, and I'm always on the lookout for new stuff to try and have a go with. All right, so here you go. You can see I'm sticking in the leaves to build up the clusters with the foliage. I love the fact that it's all the same colors of the layout. It's picking up the green in the grass of the photo, which is really important. And as you know, I love when my photos match my papers. It makes for a much more cohesive layout. I'm just adding in some detail to the leaf foliage here. I'm just outlining the outside of them. That just adds that little bit of extra detail, really making the cluster pop there. So I'm just going to add in my strategic sets of 3 Nuvo drops in 3 places to set up my visual triangle. I am using the green there. That's picking up that subtle color range across the layout. I love how this all comes together and sits nicely on the page. The subtlety of that clustering allows your eye not to lose focus on the photo, because of course the photo is the key to the story. So the last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use this rosy pinky color Nuvo drop to go into the center of my florals, and that's just going to add a little bit more dimension but finish off those clusters there. Uh, I was looking back at it, and I will admit I added some splatters to this, which you don't see me do, but you will see in the close-ups, because when I finished it, I still felt that it looked a little bit too flat, so I added some splatters just to give it a little bit of an artistic flair. I am now going over the outside edge of these pieces on the bottom, just to pop them up off the top, and then I realized that that top seam looks really flat, so I'm going to add in some faux stitching down the 2 lines just to tie it all in nicely. And seriously, faux stitching or doodling really does lift your layouts that little bit extra, and I like having my layouts feel finished. What do you think, guys? Is it a good layout? Is it utilizing my stash that I have, very limited that it is, to the maximum? it is a simple layout. Anyone can have a go. I'm more than happy for anyone to copy if you'd like. I'm just finishing off with some little dragonflies. You know, butterflies and dragonflies, they always add a little bit of zhuzh to your page, and there's just something to add to a floral to build that, you know, earthy feel for your layout. So here it is up close and personal. You can see all the details being added in. What do you reckon, guys? What's your favorite part of this layout? Have I used my deep dive stash bash to the max? Have you got some Basic Grey? What was your favorite go-to if you did? I love Basic Grey. I just wish they were around. I love the grungy feel to their papers. And look at this up nice and close. You can see it here in detail. Don't forget to check out the full playlist. There will be heaps and heaps of different versions. Remember, always, I appreciate each and every one of you. Don't forget that thumbs up. It's really important. And here's my next video for you. I'll see you there real soon.